Sheinelle, we are on the eve of a project that has been almost a decade in the making.
It's true.
7 years of sitting with mothers, talking about all of their, their best practices,
Yeah.
learning from their spirits. Like, 7 years ago, could you imagine this day?
No. I remember when I came up with the idea and we decided to maybe ask Libby, our boss, and I said I would just do it on like digital. Like
Mhm.
it doesn't have to be on television. It's just a passion project of mine. And they said, okay. And then I said, okay, well, I would need a producer. And so I went and asked a producer if she would just come with me on the side. So we just did it quietly. It wasn't part of the fabric of the Today Show by any means. But once I sat down on Sonia Curry's couch, Steph Curry's mom,
Mhm.
and she just leaned in and started to just give me such wisdom. And then she took me to his bedroom at the time. His high school bedroom was still intact with the trophies. And I think it was like a Shaq poster on the wall. I was like, God, before vision boards, we had bedrooms when we were in high school where we
Yeah.
put posters up. And in that moment, I was like, I love this. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody else will tell me yes. And they did, one at a time.
And 7 years ago, when you started that, what did you want from, like, what were you hoping? Because I think most people would be like, oh, let me interview Steph Curry.
Right.
Or let me
right.
interview Kevin Durant or
Right.
whoever.
When I moved to New York City, I had 2 triple strollers and a double stroller. And I imagine in New York City, I came with all of it. Literally, you're trying to picture it in your mind.
Yeah, I am.
1, 2, 3, like it went 3 in a row.
Wow.
And I had another one that was like 1, 2, 3. And every time I would get a babysitter, they would quit. I had one babysitter quit because she was like,
It's too much.
She was like the equilibrium, the kid. She was just like, and I was like, it's bad when you're the babysitter that you hire, the first 2 were like, it's too much.
Yes.
So I was overwhelmed, to be honest. And then I was waking up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I was traveling because I was a reporter here. I was a weekend newsreader. So it was just a lot. And so I found myself, sitting in the green room waiting for my hit, and these folks like Steph Curry would come in and some of them would see me. Others are moving, but there are other celebrities who come in and they'll say hi to the crew. They'll go out on the plaza when no one else is looking just to be nice.
Mhm.
And I've watched some of those folks and I thought, what did their mother feed them? Like, how did she do it? Whoever she is. And not to say that, moms are responsible, but I just thought maybe if I interviewed enough of them, that maybe I could get some nugget, when it comes to chores or, sibling rivalry, competition, divorce, like all of these things. I thought, what if I interview like 30 women and then maybe I'll find some common thread? Like maybe 90% of them had chores or maybe half of them, and I thought that was what it was going to be.
It's interesting because, this book is sort of like it combines all of that, sort of this wisdom that these women pass to you sort of unknowingly or knowingly. And it also has a bit of your soul in it.
It does. My own experience.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that coming. I remember asking Uche, I'm like, you think I could write a book? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, well, how would I do that? And I remember, I'm like, okay, so do I need to pitch it? So I remember writing down my pitch and then having these Zoom comp meetings and little did I know, people were like, oh, this is a great idea, but the only way we would do it is if you would include a little bit about yourself. And I was like, oh, whoa, wait, no. This is about, I'm a journalist. Like, I just want it to be about these other women. And they were like, well, no, like you grew up in Wichita, you come from a blended family, like you should incorporate a little bit of your own story. And I'm so thankful I did. It required me to be a lot more pensive and introspective about my journey. My mom journals, I never questioned it before, but then I had to question, God, I've never read my mom's journals or stories about grandmama. Like all of these things now I have in this book. And I'm so thankful now that I've been able to put those things out in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you just brought up Uche and Grandmama, 2 people who I just see that picture you showed on the day that you announced the release of this book, which is, the 3 of you all. The 2 of them are not here.
It's crazy.
Mothering is such an interesting thing because everybody can be maternal. And in that example you just said, you talked about how, without saying it, Uche was this cheerleader for you.
I know.
He believed in you, maybe even when you didn't necessarily believe in yourself, which is what mothers do.
Right? And and the book is called Through Mom's Eyes, but I've said it, several of the women in the book and people I talk about didn't have children of their own. They just poured into me. My Sunday school teacher, Miss Dunklin, or, my babysitter at the time, one of my favorite aunts, but they nurtured me and they mothered me. We always talk about Oprah. She mothers her, daughters, if you will. So I think you can be a nurturer and still get something out of this book. But there's so many people who poured into me, and writing this book made me realize that, and we all know, like, you don't get to these chairs and you don't get here on your own. And so it was a chance for me to kind of sit back and think about how I got here. And I realized, as much as this is about the X's and O's of parenting, it's also about these women and what we do. And I just feel like after interviewing, say, 30 so women, I remember thinking like, wow, like everybody has something. And yet we do it, whether it's an illness or whether it's, divorce or whatever it is. Like, you have to mother through it, but also we have to pour into ourselves and give ourselves grace, and there's so many of us who try to almost wish it away. Like, you're in the diaper phase and you're just like, oh my God, I just want to get out of diapers. Or you have a teenager and you're like, oh my gosh, this is a moody teenager. I want to get out of this phase. And all of the moms said, if we're not careful, we'll wish it away. I remember talking to Rob Gronkowski's mom, and I made some side comment. I was like, I just want to be able to take a shower and somebody not open the door. And she was like, I wish I had little feet pitter-pattering around the house. Or she's like, I miss cooking for them, So it just reminded me to slow down, to have some grace for myself. And another theme I underestimated too. One is you don't want to wait until they're in college to figure out who you are. Like, a lot of the women, we pour so much into our kids, especially a lot of these folks, because they were,
because their kids are exceptional.
Exactly. And so I think they were trying so hard to pour into those kids that then it's like, wait a minute, but who am I? And so then in their 40s or 50s, trying to figure out, who they are. And they all said they would have done it now. Like where we are. Like, start to think about what you want to do in life. Invest in yourself. It sounds cheesy, but I think it makes you a better mom.
And that's kind of what you're doing right now. I mean, you're putting out something that matters to you. Let's talk about your grandmother, because this book is in many ways a tribute to her. I love what you write about her in this book. And when you wrote it, she was here. She was here. And I know that, and that you wanted her to be here for this.
She's such a central character in my life. I had somebody ask me, were you not close to your mom? I'm like, no, I'm definitely close to my mom. But I think
there can be both.
Two things can be true. And also, I think it should take the guilt off of if you're a working mom or if you travel, because a lot of who we are comes from the other characters in our lives.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The aunt,
and
the
we
grandmother.
should be doing that, right?
Yes. I think it makes me, you think of like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You have, Mr. Rogers, but like Lady Aberlin, was that the lady in the dress?
God, that's a good memory.
Isn't that random?
Yeah.
But I just remember the other characters. That's why he had his, his characters, because you need the other folks. And so my grandmother, when my mom was working, I would be with her. And, it's funny because it's not the Christmas I remember or the Easter. It's like the random Tuesday where we were in the car and I'm yapping away and bragging that I volunteered to go to an easier English class. And I literally remember she had this like Lincoln Continental, and there was this bumper sticker on the back. My student is an honor student in USD 259 public schools. And I remember her listening to Lou Rawls, because she would do like this. And I remember bragging about moving to the easy class because the honors class was overcrowded. And I remember her turning it down and going, what?
Yeah.
And turning her Lincoln Continental around and like storming into the office. And she's like, where's Brenda? I'm like, who's Brenda? I didn't even know my principal's name was Brenda.
Yeah, exactly. You called her Miss whatever.
Miss Moore.
Yeah.
And at the time, my grandmother was on the school board. She was the first woman of color on the school board.
Which is amazing.
And so people, when she walked into school, it was like, she commanded respect. She was a very tough cookie, like notoriously tough.
Yes.
And so as soon as she walked in, she's like, where's Brenda? And then next thing you know, I'm learning about Shakespeare the next day again in Beowulf. I remember it was Beowulf.
Gosh. I mean,
Beowulf?
Yeah, of course I do. English major over here. But I think that's also, she saw something in you.
She saw something in me.
That she wouldn't let you lower expectations or whatever.
And then even that, and I also started thinking about, like, she was present, right? How many times are the kids in the backseat talking about something and we're just like, you're just tired, But thank God that day she was present.
Listened.
And listened.
Because it matters. You're a great writer now.
Yes,
All of the
yes,
things that you do
yes.
at work
Hello.
were sort of
Yeah.
from that
And
moment.
to be like an advocate for your child. It's funny, I was talking to Wanda Durant, and obviously she's really tall, and Kevin Durant obviously was really tall. And she said one day he just, you know, and Shaq had it too, where we see them now as these tall figures, but they were self-conscious, right? And so she went to the school teacher, and she said, I know you always put the short kids in the front, but can you for one day put the tall ones in the front and then go to recess or wherever you're going? And I remember thinking, well, I'm short, so I'm always in the front of the line. And I thought, wow. And so the teacher was like, sure.
Yeah.
But like to be an advocate for your kid on,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
it's just, it's all the things.
And it's important.
I
Well,
think
what do you
so.
think she would think of this moment?
She was so proud. And I'm so happy that she was able to see that those random Tuesdays mattered. And I think we had this we had a love affair, my grandmother.
No,
and
I know you loved her so
Yeah,
much.
I'll start crying. With such a love affair. And, you know, I look back at pictures where she was like pushing me around in a stroller in Philadelphia before we moved. Or, you know, I remember, gosh, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I got like an honor at my high school. You know, who was there? Grandma, front and center. She bought a table, you know? And so she was just so proud of me. But I was also so proud of her. And I think a large part of me is like, you know, her spunk and, you know, being outgoing and all the things. Like, it was her, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thankful that I got to profess my love, if you will, to her, but also
Publicly.
Thank her for that.
She'd be so proud of you.
Oh my goodness, she'd be over the moon. I'm telling you, she was going to do the book tour.
Yeah.
You know, I'd already, you know, I pictured it. I just can't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, it's funny because she was 96. And so people say, oh, she was 96, you know, but it's like, it doesn't matter. And we just didn't see it coming.
Well, and I mean, because I lost my grandparents in their 90s.
Ugh.
And, you know, there can be those moments where you're like, well, she was 96. She
Right,
did live a
right.
great life. You know, you can sort of talk pain away. And the reason there is that grief is that there was tremendous love.
Tremendous love. I'll give you a couple of stories that I've never talked about, and I
Yeah.
don't even know if this fits, but there were a couple of things. She used to smoke, and she like had this what do you call those things?
The long cigarette
It
holders.
reminds me of like Mad
Yeah,
Men.
totally.
So there are she's received a lot of awards in her life. So there are a lot of characters of Joe
Yeah.
Brown,
Yeah.
you know, with this thing. And I remember her one time when I was maybe high school age. She had some kind of a sinus issue, and she had some whatever, and her nose was bleeding. And I was home with her by myself, and everybody was gone. And I remember having to like, you know, she was having a nosebleed or whatever, and she saw like the fear in my eyes. She stopped smoking that day.
Wow.
Never smoked again. She was in her 70s. And she stopped because she didn't like how it scared me. How I saw it. It scared me. And I remember fast forward to...
Wow, think about that type of
I know.
dedication.
I mean, she smoked they probably started smoking back then when in their 20s.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows, you know? I remember when my grandfather passed. My grandfather was 94, 95. And she had been with him for 69 years.
Wow.
She married him when she was 20. And she did not want to go. Whole city was there to salute my grandfather. He was a physician in my hometown, and his father was a physician. She was not going. And everybody thought, oh, she's going to go. And so it's time for the service, and we all go over to her house and get the caravans or whatever. And my grandmother was like in her pajamas, and she was not going. And it might have been my mom or one of my cousins. They looked at me and they were like, Sheinelle, like,
you got to go talk to her.
You got to go talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked at me, and I remember that grief because now I know it. And I said, you have to.
Yeah.
And, you know, my grandmother was like so fashionable, and I could give you stories about that. But in that time, she just looked in her closet. She was like, just pick something, you know. So I just picked something, and she put on like a little hat, and she went and she sat, and I remember sitting there, and I sat next to her. She held on to me at the service, and we were just like, you know, this church full of folks and family members, but like, she was my, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
my person in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
My girl.
And this is dedicated to her.
Absolutely. It's dedicated to her. And, you know, Uche, I wouldn't have done it if he didn't tell me to keep going. And I thought
It
about,
was sort of like his
oh yeah,
most important request.
I think he felt like
because this book was supposed to come out a year ago.
last spring.
Yeah, and you delayed it, of course, so that you
And
could
I
be with him.
begged not to delay it. He did not want me to delay it. He kept saying, why? No, why? Why? And I said, well, because I need to be with you.
I want to be with you. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, and he's like, no, why? Why? You know, so now it's time. And it's interesting because the publishers asked me if I wanted to change the dedication to put my grandmother and Uche and the kids.
Yeah.
And I decided to keep the kids' names on their own.
Yeah.
And then I wrote about them in the back and I dedicated it to them in the back and
Yes.
the acknowledgments.
Yes.
But when I saw, you know, every author gets the rite of passage where you get the box and you get to open it up.
Yeah.
And you know, I let my kids do that.
Yeah.
And when they opened it up and they saw just the page with their 3 names and I was like to the back rolling on it, I saw them look at each other and I thought,
it was the right call.
that's what I want. I want them to, like, even if I'm not there, if their dad's not there, if anybody, like, you guys have something. And they kind of all looked at each other and they're like, oh,
This
wow,
is pretty cool.
pretty cool.
You know, one of the things that I was thinking about as you have started this project is that you could never have predicted that you're a single mom.
I can't believe it.
Like you would never, this is not
Never.
a choice. It is
Yeah.
not, you know, and you interviewed so many
I know.
single mothers.
I know. And I
who-
talk about how much credit single mothers should get
Yes.
and how much I love single mothers. My mother was a single mother twice, you know, before she remarried. And little did I know that I would be that single mother. And so when I was writing it, I think I had finished Wanda's chapter.
Mhm.
And then when I was recording the audio version and reading it back to myself, there would be times where I would record it and have to stop and I would cry because it was like her words spoke to me differently. And I
Yes.
saw her and I thought, God, okay, if she can do it and she can be strong and be advocates for her kids and multiple kids, so can I,
Mhm.
you know?
What have you learned about yourself over the last
Mm.
year or 6 months about yourself as a human
Mhm.
and as a woman, but also about yourself as a mom?
Mm. I'm stronger than I could have ever imagined.
Mhm.
I'm almost so strong it scares me sometimes. You know, when I see other people and I turn into, as my girlfriends say, Joe Brown. You know, my grandmother's Josephine Brown, but they called her Joe Brown. And I think that's why she won the school board election for a while because like all the posters around town
thought
said
she
Joe
was
Brown.
a
I think they thought she was like,
man.
oh my God.
Yeah.
I love how I whisper that. It was like a mic.
Yeah, I'm like, we hear you.
Yeah. But she won in Atlanta. Anyway, I am a tough cookie. Like when I was little, my mom used to say, we got to be tough, kiddo. You know, when I would get in trouble, we would always talk about it after I got in trouble. And she would take me to the bathroom. I'd talk about it. She would sit me on the edge of the tub. And she would say, well, do you know why I fussed at you? You know, do you why? You know, and then I'd cry. And every time I got in trouble, we had to talk about it.
Yeah.
But she would say, we have to be tough. It's just me and you. She would say, it's me and you, kiddo. We have to be tough. And so I think you know, I like to smile.
Did you
I
like
to have
hearing
fun.
that then?
I didn't know any different.
Yeah.
I grew up hearing you gotta be tough. And so even though I would emote and I like to dance and I would like all the things, I can toughen up. And so as tough as I can be and I can cry later, I remember my little guy had like RSV or something like that when I was back from maternity leave. And it was my first day back on the air in Philly.
Mhm.
And the night before I'm in the hospital with my little guy. And I called my grandma and I was like, oh, it wasn't RSV, but it was some kind of respiratory thing. But they had promoted that I was coming back on the air. And so I was like, so that night I'm in the hospital and I called my grandmother and she was like, sweetie, honey, you're going to have to cry later. You need to be an advocate. When those doctors come in, your grandpa was a doctor. You can't be, what good is he going to do? You're crying all over the place. You know, she was just tough. And so I find myself sometimes doing that and I have to reel that in because it can come across as insensitive and I don't want to be that. And so I see that. So I say that, but I've also learned to be a lot more vulnerable.
Mhm.
And you know what that has done for me? Is it's made me, I feel like Uche's in heaven, like, oh, now you want to be feminine? Now you want to be all like, wear pajamas?
Soft.
Yeah. Because I think he probably always wished it. I mean, because he's
Yeah.
known me since I was like 19. Like, you know, I'm like, pajamas? I'll just wear a t-shirt and shorts.
Yeah,
And now I'm
exactly.
like, oh, pajamas are pretty. Or like, I've just become a lot more, you know, into my femininity
Yeah.
and being a woman and like all these things that like were his dream. sorry. But I don't know why those things have happened, but I think it's just because life is so precious.
Yes.
And I have such admiration for women and the power that we hold and the grace that we hold that somehow I've become more feminine and strong at the same time, like all of these things. And so I like who I'm becoming. I was really afraid of it. I was afraid of, Al calls it Sheinelle 2.0. Like I was really afraid of it because I really liked the me who I was.
Yeah.
You know, my 13-year-old, my little guy calls it BC and AD, before cancer and after death. He came up with that. We were in the kitchen one day and he goes, it feels like BC and AD, you know? And I said, it does, doesn't it? And so I remember before I came back to work from leave, that I took 2 days to grieve me. I grieved Uche and I'm still grieving Uche and I was trying to be around the kids, but I took 2 days off and I was like, these 2 days are going to celebrate who I was because I really liked her. Like she got me here. She dreamed of having this chair. Like she got herself to Philly.
She worked
like
so
she
hard.
worked so hard. She has her friends. She has her family. Like I was like, I want to celebrate her because she's different. So I really did. And I didn't know if I was going to, this new girl, I'm still getting to know. I like her, but I am getting to know her. And there are parts about her that I admire. I think she's a badass. You know, I like that she likes to buy beautiful pajamas now. I'm so sorry. Like it's just, I like her. And the me who I want to be and who I'm becoming. Like I am right now proud of who my kids are seeing. They see me cry and they see me write a book.
Yeah. They see you get out of bed every day and be strong.
Yeah.
And they also see you grieve.
Yeah.
And that's important to you. I think you write about surrendering. That's one of the things that as a mom, you're leaning into. And I love that because sometimes mothering, parenting is such like a verb. It's such an action. It's so much work.
And we have such a tight grip.
Yeah.
We want to control what they're wearing. We want to control what they eat. And then, at that time when I just decided to surrender, you know what the good Lord told me?
Yeah.
You didn't make them.
Yeah.
Like you didn't bring those two things together to create a human. And that, I did this whole fertility documentary because I have so many friends who are still in the fight. And it's like, you recognize the wonder of us even being here.
Yeah.
The wonder of all the different combos that we're here. And so I had nothing to do with it. And now I didn't even help them to grow. They just did it, you know? But then now I want to control all the things.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not how this works.
It doesn't work like that.
So I can be the best mom I can be, but I also have to surrender a little bit and know that I didn't bring them here. He brought them here and he's going to take care of them. And he's going to take care of me.
Do you feel like that is also part of great loss? Is that there's an appreciation for every day and a little bit of a less, because we were just talking before this podcast started about how both of us like control, but maybe a little less worry about the little things.
It's so true. Not only do I not worry about the little things, I try not to, but I also, my joy is heightened. My laughter feels heightened. Everything feels, because you realize how beautiful it is. I spent a weekend in Laguna Beach at a women's conference. And when I stood up to welcome them, because I'd spoken there before and I wasn't able to go last year because of Uche. And when I walked up to the mic, and I'm not even thinking anything, as soon as I got to the podium, they stood up and they all just started clapping.
Oh, beautiful.
Like they wouldn't let me talk. They just clapped. And I was supposed to say, welcome to the, and I just start crying and they just wouldn't stop.
Oh, that's so
beautiful. And it
beautiful.
Was like,
And you feel that.
I felt it.
Yeah.
And so do I wish I could have my husband back and my grandma back and all things? Absolutely. But the part that has been gained is this appreciation for love and what matters and following your passions. And you want to write a book, write a book. You want to go learn to play the guitar. But like, let's do it. Uche was annoyingly that way. Like so many of my girlfriends would be like, dang, Sheinelle, like
I was just good at everything.
Yeah,
right?
like we were at Savannah's birthday party and like somebody was playing the guitar. And I looked up and I'm like, is that Uche? And he was like over there playing the guitar. Like we used to joke that he was like a Renaissance guy. Because he would like, there aren't many, like he's this African guy with his hair and he's like surfing.
Yeah. And like a great athlete,
and
soccer
he's like
player.
Snowboarding and he was on 2 soccer teams in the city. But I look now and I'm like, I can't make it make sense, but like there was no stone left unturned. He was a wild boy, like we call him a rude boy. And I'm like, sorry, I never did the wild things because, and now I'm like, dang, like I see it. Like he lived. It was 45 years, but like he did it.
Like it was not the length of the life. It was like the life in it.
Yeah. And so now we should do that.
Yeah.
We
And
should.
that's part of this going out. You know, this was a dream. Writing a book was a dream.
I remember telling my girlfriend Jolene, we were in my kitchen, and she was like, so what's the goal? And I said, I just want to, there's a book called The Purpose-Driven Life, Rick Warren. And I remember getting it in Sunday school, and sorry, Rick, like I read like the first couple of chapters and I was like, oh, I get it. I need to find my purpose. And back then we weren't really talking about like purpose and wellness.
Yeah.
It kind of was like a buzzy thing when we were starting to realize.
Yes.
So my pie in the sky dream is like, you can read a chapter or two or not, but just have it because it's pretty. But I just need it to be a conduit to this with girlfriends, mom groups, book clubs, church groups. I just want us to just kind of take a beat and talk about this thing called parenting and motherhood and like this journey that we're on. Because I think if we can slow down and be a bit more clear, it will make us better. The only reason I had this idea to write this book, it was during COVID and we were all on this collective pause. And so it gave me time to think. I remember right before COVID happened and even before February, you know, I come up with my themes.
Yeah.
2020, mine was clarity aplenty in 2020. And it's like
that was right after Eat Clean in 2019.
Right, exactly.
17, 18.
I moved to what was Eat Clean or Eat Plenty in 2020.
Yeah.
And clarity aplenty in 2020. And I prayed for clarity. I got it. Clarity doesn't mean peace. Clarity doesn't mean everything is going to be great. It just means you can see it. And I remember like being still because the world was still and wanting to challenge myself to do something more.
And also how amazing was that time? With y'all, with that, your whole family.
It was like, you know, and I know it was such a challenging time for so many.
Yes.
But I also know that for a lot of families, it was a chance to make eye contact and to look at each other. And especially because we do morning television, I enjoyed every morning. We would do the show remotely. I had like wet hair.
Yeah. Totally.
And then I was in the pool or in the lake. We rented a lake house in South Carolina. We were in the lake by like 10:10.
Yeah. And you
every
had
day.
all that time with your family, that uninterrupted time.
The kids say, if you ask them, they all say it was like their favorite time so far ever.
And they're going to always have that. It's so interesting because you were asking others for advice. This book is filled with that, with not just these women you've met with and interviewed for the show, but also my mom, you know, all of the people that work with us.
Oh, that's right. We have
mothers are in here.
Yeah.
Friends of yours, mothers, you know, advice on what it feels like to be seen and taken care of. What have you learned about being a mom to kids who are grieving? And I'm sure you're still learning.
I'm still in it. It hasn't even been a year. That there's no end. It's not like, okay, if I can just get you 10 sessions with a really good therapist, we can like be better. And it's really hard to not be able to fix it. We like to fix things and I can't fix it. That might be the biggest pain I hold. Yeah. It's not for myself.
Yes.
It's that I can't fix it. I remember, God, you're getting all this stuff out of me. I remember Uche talking about wanting to walk Claire down the aisle. And at the time we were like, oh no, you know, you're going to live, you know, like I can't fix it.
Yeah.
So being honest with them about the fact that I can't fix it is healing for not just me, but for them too. And so I think my relationship with them as a mom has changed because you can't be the mom that fixes everything and then goes in the room and cries.
Yeah.
And honestly, Savannah taught me that.
Yeah.
Savannah taught me a couple things. One, because her father passed at 16, like she was like, you know, you don't have to try to be the superhero. And she actually helped me tremendously. I'll just say it with the kids because she was like, you know, you can bring them in on this. That and to teach them that like Kyan is my oldest. You don't have to be the father of the house. Yeah. You still get to be a kid. Yeah. You know, and so I've really had to lean on friends. I have another really good girlfriend who lost her father in 5th grade. Like I've had to lean into friends who have had this. And so I've talked to people as how it was for them as children. And then I've really connected with other widows. Like it's this club that It's a quiet club, but they are there.
Fierce.
And we found them. And I've bonded with widows of all ages. When you meet a young widow, we share something. And then, I just sat down and had the longest talk with Marlo Thomas, and she's in her tribe with Diane Sawyer and Candace Bergen. They've got I'm like, can I be an honorary member of your club? So there's this sisterhood in it. And I've learned from them, even the concept of being someone new and still bringing in who I am, but acknowledging that I am having to pivot a little bit in a way that I didn't see coming. Like I learned that from other widows.
I feel like watching over the last how many months, 3 months that we've been doing it. I mean, the one thing that's constant and it's so interesting is how strong you are. And like you said, how your strength can sometimes scare you because you can be 2 minutes to err and be worried about something or, whatever it is, and then compartmentalize and do your job. And that's such a amazing response, but also what I've learned is that all moms, the biggest pain, the biggest fear, it's not like, oh, I messed up on TV. Who cares? It's the kids. All we're worried about, all you care about. And it's to watch your devotion to those three has been such a beautiful part of getting to know you.
Thank you.
What's wrong with that?
Can you hug on podcast? I'm like, that's really sweet.
But it's true. And it shows that devotion to them and that worry for them is sort of like at the core of who you are.
And it's like, I think it's always with us.
Yeah.
I remember, asking like some of these moms when their kids are on the football field. I'm like, how does that feel? Like Gronk's mom, I'm like, when he gets like somebody tackles them and then they're like under this thing with like, you're like, get off my kid. It's like it never ends.
Yeah.
The love doesn't end. And you know what I know now is that even if the physical isn't here, that love is energy that never ends.
Yes.
My love for my kids will never end.
No. It must feel like such a gift to be out talking about this book into the world.
This is like...
Okay, we have to end, but I want to end with some
You're
levity.
so good, Jenna. Dang.
No, I'm not. We want to end with some levity because we need it. I want to end with like setting some mom debates.
Ooh.
Okay, here we are. Ready?
Okay. Uh-huh.
I just want them for the quick fire.
Okay.
Okay, the book is filled with some parenting debates. So I want to get into them. Okay. I want your take on them. This can be quick fire.
Okay.
Should parents be friends or disciplinarians?
Ooh. And I can't explain it?
No, you can.
I think it has to be discipline wrapped in love.
Okay.
I think I've been afraid before interviewing all these moms. I think I was afraid of discipline. Just because I wanted them to like me.
Yeah.
You gotta do some discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with
that. They
that.
want it.
Structure, right?
Yeah, structure.
And then friends comes later.
Exactly.
Should parents be vulnerable about their struggles or try to fake? I mean, I know what you're going to say because we've already talked about it. Keep it all together.
I think I have to be vulnerable, but God bless my mom and grandma. I never saw them sweat.
No, I know.
My mom's been divorced twice.
Yeah. And you never saw that heartbreak.
I found out through writing this book that it was in her journals. It was Alma Wahlberg who shared her journals with me. And I was like, I can't look. And she was like, no, I want. And she asked me to share them. So I shared one of them in the book. She was like, no, I want people to know who I am.
Yeah.
And then I called my mom. I said, Mom, would you want me to read your journal? She goes, God, no. So I don't know if she ever wants me to know.
Yeah. But what do you feel like you learned from her?
They put on lipstick and they keep it moving.
Yeah.
Like after we eat dinner, it would be almost humorous. Like, I'm just like, I don't care. And my mom and my grandma simultaneously go in their purse and they pick out that thing that has lipstick in it where you open it and it's got the mirror.
My mom did that too.
Oh my God. They both sit there and they're like, and I'm like, and part of that is probably of the generation and of the time.
Yes.
But like.
No, always.
Always.
Put on lipstick and keep moving. Yeah. We need to sew that on a pillow. Trademark it that. Okay, so how much of our inner lives should we share with our kids?
Ooh, I think later. I think right now, I think I'm happy that I didn't see my mom crack because then I didn't. And I knew we were going to be okay.
Yeah.
What she told me, I believed. And I think that's why I never, okay, you guys are separated. Okay, I'll go see them over the summer. I never heard them say a negative word about each other. They love each other to this day, or we're going to move. And you know what? Your stepsister, she's still going to live over here.
Yeah.
We would arrive to school and people would be like, wait a minute, you and Melanie just got here at different times. It's because our parents just divorced.
Yeah.
And we were like the Brady Bunch. So she was of one and I was of another.
Sad.
So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
and but it was how they gave it to us. But I do think there is a time now where I see her as a woman. Or, my grandmother, I saw her vulnerability losing my grandfather, and I saw her model it. And so then I found myself modeling it too.
Yeah.
When my grandmother came to Uche's funeral, she didn't leave my side.
Yeah.
Even at the house when everybody came over. And there's a picture of her fixing my face.
Makeup. Yeah.
Like just getting me together. Like, come on.
Stay strong. Is there one thing, last question?
Oh my
thing,
gosh.
I know. Sorry, Sheinelle.
Where's our round robin thing again?
I know, that's what we were doing. Okay,
What is it?
last one.
Yeah.
One sort of parenting hack or, game changer that you do around your house if you need to change the energy or.
That's so funny. When they're toddlers,
Yeah.
you did this in your boost. You know when you just name a name?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I used to do?
What?
When they were having temper tantrums?
What?
Ah!
Did it work?
Yes,
Because it scared the hell out of them. It's like when you are supposed to, remember you make a noise like that when you have hiccups?
Oh,
It's
that's
the
true.
same thing. It's a
They
distraction.
would like cry. There would be times where I remember one time, all three of them. I was by myself. I had 3 under 3.
It's crazy.
And I was by myself. And they were all crying. And I remember looking at them and I went, ah! Like, can I cry too? Ah!
And
they
did they
were like,
stop?
yeah, all 3 of them were like,
What's going on with mom?
what's wrong? And then I started laughing and then they laughed. And like,
Does it work for
it just breaks
teenagers?
I know. Let's try it.
Let's
You have a
try
teenager
it.
now.
Let's
Next
try
time,
it.
Just be like, ah!
And see, I sometimes do when I walk in and the rooms are so messy. My sort of compulsive cleanliness is like, get the slime off the rug. What are all these fidget spinners?
Now it's for us.
I know. Neatos, man. Why is there always something?
Yeah. And when they're older, I do think it's the conversation.
Yeah.
I will say that. And, I talked about how my mom would pull me aside and tell me why. Not everything deserves an explanation, but I do think it helped me to process things and talk things out and to I think conversation is a good thing. And I think back in the day, we used to say, do as I say and because I said so. And I think there is a level to that. But I also think our kids are just so bright and smart and enriched. And so if we don't talk to them, they'll just hear it from someone else.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay to have intellectual conversations.
And you're also probably learning from them. I mean, I know you are.
Yes. So have the conversations. You might be surprised at what your kids actually teach you.
Yeah. And I think you've learned that through all these moms, right?
Mm-hmm.
That these moms have learned as much from their kids as they've learned from them.
It makes this is such a gift if you're a nurturer.
Yeah.
In the life of a child. That
Yes.
doesn't matter whether you're mom, grandma, teacher.
Yeah.
Nurturing a child and helping him or her reach their full potential is so precious. And I love kids so much. I was everybody's nanny back in the day.
Yeah.
That this is my actually love letter to children through women.
Yeah. Well, it's a beautiful book. I'm
Thank
so
you.
proud of you. I know it's been a long, windy road getting here, but it's here. I hope you can enjoy every moment
You're
speaking
the
with.
best.
Love you. I'm proud of you. This is so exciting.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.